Imagine a world where every child could grow, learn, and build a future. Now imagine if that future was stolen from them before they even had a chance to begin. Education is not just a privilege, it's a fundamental human right. But for millions of children, it's a dream that may never come true. Right now, around the world, there are children waking up in places where going to school is not a certainty, but a struggle. In war-torn countries, in remote villages, and in refugee camps, these children walk for hours, sometimes days, just to reach a classroom. But for far too many, those classrooms remain out of reach. The harsh reality is that more than 250 million children are out of school right now. Think about that for a moment. 250 million children missing the very chance to change the trajectory of their lives. In Ukraine, the ongoing conflict has ripped families apart, displaced millions, and shattered the lives of children. Schools were bombed and classrooms were reduced to rubble. Yet, children like 10-year-old Oksana still hold on to the dream of learning despite the violence around them. Oksana and her family had to flee their home in eastern Ukraine where the fighting intensified. Now, living in a small town with limited resources, Oksana attends a makeshift school in a shelter. There are no textbooks, no playgrounds, and often no electricity. But Oksana refuses to give up. Every day, despite the uncertainty and fear, she walks to that shelter, eager to learn. For Oksana and many like her, education is the beacon of hope amidst the darkness of war. The sound of a school bell is drowned by the echoes of bombs. But these children are determined, they're resilient, they still believe in the power of learning to rebuild their lives, to rebuild their country. Oksana's story is far from unique. Across Ukraine, children have been forced into situations no child should ever face. Yet the spirit of these children remain unbroken. In the face of unimaginable loss, they cling to one thing they can still control: their education. They refuse to let war steal their future. This is the power of hope. This is the power of education. Despite the devastation, organizations and volunteers have been tirelessly working to deliver education to children like Oksana. Emergency education kits, online learning platforms, and mobile classrooms are helping these children continue their studies, even in the midst of crisis. But the reality is that these efforts cannot happen without support. There's hope. Children like Nadia from Uganda who once dreamed of becoming a doctor. Born in a rural village, she had no electricity, no books, and no access to quality education. But when the mobile classroom program arrived, Nadia's world changed. She gained the knowledge, the tools, and the support to pursue her dream. Today, Nadia is on the path to becoming a doctor, and she plans to give back to her community. Nadia's story is one of resilience, but it's also a story of how a simple opportunity and education can change everything. And the challenges aren't just in faraway places. Right here in the United States, children are facing obstacles that threaten to steal their future. Take Malik, a 10-year-old boy from a struggling neighborhood in Chicago. Despite his love for learning, Malik attends a school where resources are scarce, classrooms are overcrowded, and technology is outdated. His dream of becoming an engineer, his ticket to a brighter future, seems distant. But Malik doesn't give up. Every day he shows up to school determined to make his dream a reality. Imagine if he had the resources, the support, and the opportunities to thrive. Then there's Maria, a young girl from a remote village in Alaska. Every winter she faces the freezing cold and long journeys just to reach a school. In a school with limited resources, Maria's potential often feels trapped. Yet, every day she walks those long miles, holding onto her dream of becoming a doctor. Her determination is unwavering, but she needs more than just courage. She needs the tools to succeed. Across America, millions of children are still waiting for an opportunity to learn and grow. Like Ava, a young girl from rural Appalachia, where schools are underfunded and teachers are stretched too thin. Ava wants to be a scientist, but without access to modern tools and textbooks, her path seems uncertain. Yet, Ava's spirit is unbroken. She knows education is the key to changing her life and breaking the cycle of poverty. She knows her future is within her reach, but only if we act. An educated girl doesn't just change her life. She changes the world. Educating girls have a profound impact on the entire community. Girls who are educated and marry later have healthier children and contribute more to their economies. They become leaders, they become advocates, they become the future. Education breaks the cycle of poverty, not just for one child, but for generations to come. The children we've seen today, whether in the streets of Ukraine, in the refugee camps in Uganda, or in the communities right here at home, are more than just survivors. They are dreamers, fighters, and future leaders. Every child deserves the chance to learn, to grow, to thrive, and to change the world. And together, we have the power to make that happen. In the midst of global crisis, it's hard to find the time or the resources to act. But what happens if we fail to act? What happens when we fail to provide the education to our next generation? Time is running out. Every year, millions of children fall further behind, caught in the relentless cycle of poverty and conflict. Every moment we delay is the moment we lose to providing them a brighter future. They are being denied the right to an education and with it, the right to a future. We cannot afford to wait. This isn't just about education, it's about justice. It's about standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. It's about giving children the tools they need to escape cycles of poverty, conflict, and fear. Every child has the potential to create a better world, and they can do it if we give them the chance. There are already efforts underway, innovations that are making a difference. Solar paneled classrooms are bringing education to rural communities with no electricity. Mobile schools are reaching students in the most remote villages. Digital education programs are reaching children in conflict zones, providing them with the tools to continue learning no matter where they are. These programs are changing lives, giving children the chance to learn and grow. But they need our help to grow. You can volunteer, spread the word, and advocate for policies that prioritize education for every child. Education isn't just an investment in one child, it's an investment in the future of our world. When children are given the tools to succeed, they shape the world in ways we can't even imagine. The time to act is now. Together we can create a world where no child is left behind. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Let's be the change. Let's make the world where no child is left behind. Don't wait. Share this message and be a part of this movement. The world needs us. The children needs us. Together, we can change the future.